Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the United That's Football. The United That's Football. It's a brand new channel. It's called the United That's Football. It's That's Football. How are you all doing? It's an early start. I sometimes do the 12:30 kickoff. I can't deny it. But it is certainly a game today that I'm actually very excited about because I think it could be pivotal in the title race. It's one that I highlighted quite a while ago to the dog. I said to the dog, this game is going to be very important in the title race because Liverpool have literally only had 2 full days rest from Villarreal, and Newcastle are one of the best teams in the calendar year in the Premier League. And the dog just nodded, and I could tell by its eyes it was saying, you are cleverer than I thought. Now get me a bonio. So I am thinking today could be a very, very intriguing game in the title race. Obviously, I want Newcastle to win as a United fan. Sorry to Liverpool fans. Sorry, not sorry. But I do think it could be pivotal. A pivotal weekend, maybe not. I'd fully expect Man City have come out of this better in between the two games they've got. Well, actually, Man City against Leeds at 5:30. I think I just can't see Leeds. But you never know. You never know. I think Leeds will be. Man City have had an extra day. Obviously, they played on Tuesday, and they've had a few extra hours. So I don't see a problem for Man City against Leeds, but I do see a little bit of a problem for Newcastle, Liverpool. I sort of want to delve into the final games of the season that Newcastle and Man City have got in a moment. But what are your thoughts? We'll put up a bit of a poll up for you right now, and then we'll go through the team news. But I am a little bit interested to see what's going to happen here. Obviously, Liverpool will still be the firm favourites. I'm not going to deny that. But Newcastle might relish something here as part of... And look, anybody who thinks that Newcastle might be on the beach, they won't. Because Eddie Howe knows that every single game, every single result is scrutinised. Because the better Newcastle do, the more Newcastle become more ambitious. And therefore, Newcastle know they've got the money to go and get a Pochettino, to go and get maybe an Ancelotti or something like that. And Eddie Howe, therefore, and the players as well. It's not just Eddie Howe, it's the players. If you're a St. Maximin or you're a Chris Wood or a Bruno Guimaraes, you also know that at any point, if you have a bad run of games, the players, this club can go and buy somebody better than you. They're always going to be able to do that. So I don't see Newcastle being on the beach today, especially in front of however many fans turn up. I think Newcastle will be very focused and fancy a big result here. If Newcastle want to be the first to win the quadruple in a couple of years, they need to beat Liverpool. Good reason to give it their all, says Jameson Gray. And Mark, what do you think the score will be? Says Speed. Thank you very much for the super chats coming in. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I know it's a bit of an early start, but I think it's got potential to be a really big game, this one. I've been looking forward to it for a while. I'm going to go with the Liverpool win. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Liverpool win. I think they are gritted teeth time. I think Liverpool are fantastic. I think that Klopp is just an amazing coach, and I think that they are. I think if Liverpool played Man City tomorrow, they'd beat them. So maybe not by much, but I think something's changed in the last couple of weeks since that 2-2 game where Man City should have won at the Etihad. They should have won it. I do think that Liverpool at the moment are probably the best team in the world. So I think Liverpool will win. Probably, I don't think it'll be tight. I think it might be Newcastle keep going for it and maybe get beat 3-1. So I'll go with that. Team news. Dubravka in goal for Newcastle. Kraft, Shah, Byrne and Targate. Bruno Guimaraes, really looking forward to watching him. Number 39. Remember speaking about him before he even went to Newcastle. Statistically, we're talking about Moneyball system on the United Stand show this morning. So the Moneyball system, check out the film with Brad Pitt in it. But the Moneyball system is basically just chucking in a load of parameters into a system and trying to find players that have got value that maybe people haven't noticed. So if you were looking for somebody who never gets injured, who's really good in the air, who wins most of their midfield duels, and you whack that into the parameters and you get the 10 best in Europe, and you might see somebody who's playing for Feyenoord and nobody's looking at, and you think, let's have a little look deeper into him. So Moneyball system, Gomes before he came to Newcastle was topping a lot of those charts. Shelvey and Willett complete the midfield. Almiron, Joel Linton and St Maximin as their front three, which means Woods on the bench, which is interesting. Looking for a bit of pace on the break, I think, there from Eddie Howe. Alisson. So Liverpool have made a lot of mistakes. They've made a lot of changes. I don't think there'll be mistakes. Alisson in goal, but Joe Gomez plays at right back. Matip, Van Dijk and Robertson. Milner, Henderson, Keita. So there's a couple of changes in there. Jota, Mane, Diaz. So Salah is on the bench, as is Thiago and Fabinho. Trent Alexander-Arnold as well. So he's made a few changes, and I actually think this might be quite nervy for Liverpool fans about the number of changes that they've done. So it'd be interesting to see if it makes any... He's done it before and they've been fine. He's done it a couple of times already in the last few weeks, Klopp. He's made a lot of changes and it's still worked out fine. So it could be, it could be an opportunity for Newcastle, but Klopp obviously trusts his squad. So there we go. Look, I keep getting asked this question. Are you worried about Liverpool winning the quadruple? No, not yet. It doesn't have an inevitable feel to it. And the reason I say that is because I was speaking to a Liverpool fan this week, and I said, at what point did you really start to worry that United were going to do the treble? And they said, not until that equaliser went in from Sheringham. But even before that, not because you were losing to Bayern Munich in the final, but on the last day of the season, you could have lost it by losing to Spurs or drawing, and Arsenal could have nicked it. Bayern Munich were always going to be a difficult team. So I'm not going to start saying I'm panicking about Liverpool doing a quadruple. And let me be very, very clear. Clip it, I don't care. If Liverpool win the quadruple, they are the greatest. You can't argue with it. If they win the quadruple, they are the greatest. So, and it's impossible for them to replicate our treble. So they're either going to beat the treble with the quadruple or not. And if they win the quadruple, then they are the greatest. Somebody just said, why can't they repeat Man United's treble? Because to repeat United's treble is an FA Cup, a Champions League and a Premier League. If they repeat that, they've already won the Carabao Cup, so it's a quadruple. So they can't repeat the treble. They can only beat the treble. If they do Carabao Cup, FA Cup and the League, that's not the treble. If they do Carabao Cup, Champions League and FA Cup, that's not the treble. It's a treble, but the best treble is the Champions League, the Premier League and the FA Cup. And if they add the Carabao Cup to that, they'll be the greatest. Can you do a speed impression of Ronaldo? So speed is a monkey. I don't even know what that is, speed. Will you do a Rangers Leipzig watch along? I've not even looked at next week, mate. I've not looked at it yet. But the clock is stuck at 41 seconds because the game has not started yet. It's just obviously been left there from the last game. I will reset it for you now if it's that much of a problem for you. Right. Barcelona. I don't know what's on here. What are people talking about in the chat? I'm not tuning back, I'm tuning. I'm trying to understand what people are on about. Krista Ronaldo. I'm trying to understand what people are on about. They keep saying sway, Suey. What are you on about? I don't know. Maybe people are just not woken up this morning. I'm going to turn off this thing on there. And then what I want to do is go through the... I will start chewing gum. It's actually... I was chewing it from before. It is actually very rude to chew gum, and a lot of people will find it difficult. Oh, it's what Speed says. Oh, leave him alone, Suey. It's... It's Speed. It's an impression mark. Suey. Say Swee. It's Sue. It's Sue. It's not Suey. Anyway, look. Let's have a quick look at the remaining fixtures. I really want to look at this in the Premier League. So we've got Newcastle against Liverpool today and Leeds play Man City. 2 points separate them at the top. So let's look at their run-ins. Newcastle for Liverpool today away from home, and then Leeds away for Man City today as well. Could flip. If Man City win and Liverpool draw, that gap becomes 4 points. That's very difficult. Obviously, if Liverpool win and Man City draw, that gap becomes nothing, and Liverpool's goal difference is better. So big games away from home from Leeds, for Man City at Leeds, and a massive game that we've got here for Newcastle. What's coming next after that? Well, next weekend Liverpool play Spurs. I'd expect them to win at Anfield, but it's a big game for them. Manchester City play at home to Newcastle. I'd expect them to win that. Then you've got Man City at Wolves. That's a difficult game. Whereas Liverpool will be playing in the FA Cup. So that could open up a door. Weekend after that, you've got Man City away at West Ham. Could be a difficult game. Liverpool will play Southampton. And then they will play the final games where Liverpool play Wolves and Man City play Villa. I think Liverpool must have another game somewhere that's just not been allocated. I don't know whether anybody knows what that is. Get out. Bloody little annoying fly twat. That's not actually the best. If anyone knows what the run-ins are and they can put it in properly, that's crap from the Premier League website. Absolutely rubbish. There's definitely a Liverpool game missing there. So I don't know what that is. Oh, it's 1 point between Liverpool and Man City. Apologies. I should put a league table up. That is really starting to piss. Got it! Get in the bin. They have 2 games next week, says Alex Rowie. And both teams have got to play Villa, says Wheats. And weekday games causing rotation today. City will do something similar later today, says Lesnide. Yeah, well, Man City have got a big game, but it's worked out quite well for Man City because Liverpool are played Wednesday night, and then they're playing. So Liverpool have got a quicker turnaround. Liverpool have sort of been done a little bit dirty here because Liverpool played Wednesday night against Villarreal. Saturday lunchtime, Tuesday night. So they've got 3 games in 6 days. Man City play Tuesday night, Saturday tea time, and Wednesday. 3 games in 8 days. It is a difference at this level. So nothing's going to change that fact. Yes, I think. Well, look, Liverpool are 2-0 up, but they've still got a difficult game in Spain. If Villarreal score early, that becomes a very difficult game. So some people would say, well, Liverpool have got the easier second leg, but not necessarily. Obviously, Man City have got a difficult game in the Bernabeu, but it is better for Liverpool. It is better for Man City playing 3 games in 8 days than 3 games in 6 days, which is what Liverpool have got. So yeah, it is going to be interesting. Harry Maguire, not problem. He's the GOAT, and Ronaldo. I'm going to get rid of you in a minute, Speed. Just find you a little bit annoying. Liverpool quadruple chance, says Faisal. We've already spoke about that. No, that better not be true, teacher. No, I'm not having this. Somebody just put something in the chat that I'm not going to have. It can't be true. No, well, I'm glad. Thankfully, I haven't said it, so it means that I've not been trolled. But let me just have a quick look, make sure it's not true before I say it. No, it's not true. That's absolutely fine. Okay. Oh, surprise, surprise. De Jong is not coming to Manchester United. I could have told you that a million years ago. In fact, Xavi has just said, Frankie de Jong is very important for me. He's part of present and future. We had an individual talk and he became calmer. I want him to be constant. I mean, yeah, de Jong not coming to Manchester United. Slow Sports News. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, I think we all knew that was going to be the case. Right, let me just put the tweet out and we'll have a look at what's happening. Look at the atmosphere at Newcastle. It's a big game. They know it's a big game, and it could be a very big game in the title race. Look, maybe Newcastle draw with Liverpool, and maybe Leeds draw with Man City, and nothing changes. But a bit of pressure that Liverpool can put on today. Welcome to the Members Club, Raoul. And I don't know if you said already, but who do you think wins tonight? Says Raoul. I think Liverpool will win 3-1. Looking at the poll, 61% of you have gone with the Liverpool win, 16% have gone with a draw, 23% have gone with a Newcastle win. I don't think Liverpool as a 61% is, maybe that's a little bit much. I do think they'll win, but it's going to be interesting because Liverpool have made a few changes. They've got big games at the moment. I remember United's treble run. I was old enough to remember it very clearly. And momentum really hits home. You do have to make changes, but momentum really becomes important. So, yeah. I reckon Liverpool are going to spank them, says Darren G. There you go. Mark, did you see the news on... No, I didn't, Alex. And I'm going to block you. Thank you very much. And David Attenborough is officially fine. Yes, Barath, we know. Klopp not taking them seriously, says Allah. Liverpool are going to win easily, says George. 10-0. Arky says Newcastle are going to win 2-1. And can you watch the Old Firm tomorrow, says Prometheus. No, I can't. I'm busy. So I can't watch it anyway. God, we've got some twats in the chat. Moderators, do your job. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying you've got license to kill. And by kill, I mean block. There's some twats in the chats today. We need a massive clear up on That's Football, to be honest. I haven't done the Jaws watch along yet. No, Awoken. Players are just coming out onto the pitch. It's going to be next Thursday. It's because United played on Thursday. I was just like, actually, it's not a good idea to try and sit and watch a film after watching 2 hours of United. I'll fall asleep, no matter how many humans the shark eats. Looking at the way Liverpool are playing and the lineup Newcastle put out, don't have much hope for Liverpool to drop points, says Matteo. Well, I've got to be honest. I haven't watched a lot of Newcastle under Eddie Howe. I've been a silent observer, I suppose, in the sense that I've seen them collect a lot of points, but I think it's going to be interesting to see what they're all about today. I'll repeat what I said. I think Liverpool are one of the best teams, if not the best team, on form in the world at the moment. And Newcastle are, if you did the league table from January the 1st, I think they're third or something like that. So it's... it is interesting to see how it will go, but I hope Newcastle can get something out of it, but they'll need a lot of things to go their way today. How does it feel to be knocked off your perch by Liverpool, says LFC? Well, I don't think you knocked us off our perch, mate. I think we knocked ourselves off. If you can punch yourself in the face, that's basically what Man United did. And we've been shit for 10 years, mate. You've only been good for 3. So you didn't knock us off the perch. You're doing fantastically well. Enjoy it. But Liverpool haven't knocked us off the perch. And you haven't even won your 20 titles yet. So we've got more titles than you if we're talking about the Premier League. But look, I'm not getting into that. Liverpool are our biggest rival. I accept that. And it pisses me off that they're way better than us, but I've accepted it. I don't think you're a target in our challenge at the moment. We're looking at West Ham, Arsenal, Spurs, Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea are way out in front. So yeah, we're not thinking about that at the moment. St James's Park is rocking, says Awoken, and Spurs versus Leicester Watchalong, please, says Batty. I want Newcastle to win as I'm a Man United fan, says John. Yeah, I agree with that. And Mark, I really like watchalongs and shows with you. Thank you. Yes, for food and travel. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Getting very close to 666,000 actually. I think we're nearly at 665,000. So please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. We're about ready to start here. Let me just get the timer ready, and I will tell you when the match starts. Why isn't Salah and Trent playing, says Joy? Because Jurgen Klopp's got so much confidence in his squad's ability at the moment that he will make changes to keep people fresh. And obviously they played Wednesday night in a big game, so he's made a few rotations and they're on the bench. Fabinho, Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Would you rather Burnley or Everton to go down, says Louis? Well, I'm just about to stop the poll here. 60% went with the Liverpool win. Would you rather Burnley or Everton to go down, says Louis? I'd rather do a poll on that. Who would you rather go down? So another poll for you to vote in. Everton, Burnley. It's not who you think's going to go down, it's who you'd rather go down. I think... I don't like sitting on the fence, as you know, but I do actually think that I'm comfortable with, as long as the team who deserves to go down goes down, I'm comfortable with that. So one thing I would say in defence of Burnley is that Richarlison should have got sent off last week for violent conduct. He's got his studs on Henderson's knee and he kicks out. If that's not violent conduct, I don't know what is. And people are saying, "Nah, it wasn't that bad. It didn't really hurt him that much. He overacted." Well, I remember Son getting a red card against Everton, funnily enough, for pretty much the same thing. So it's funny how it's a red card when it's Son on an Everton player, but when it's Richarlison on a Liverpool player, no, it's not a red. So if I was Burnley, I'd have been very annoyed with that. But I do think Everton, looking at their fixtures, probably are still the favourites to stay up. They've got a run of home games against teams that are on the beach. People forget about Leeds. I think they will go down, says Jack Brown. Well, I think it's a good point for Leeds. Was it against Palace on Monday night? So, I mean, I don't think that... look, Newcastle against Liverpool here. Leeds are playing Man City today. I'm not watching Leeds Man City. I've got absolutely no interest in watching Leeds against Man City. With all due respect, I think Man City will comfortably beat them. I'm not going to say they're going to smash them, but I don't think City will need to get out of fourth gear, and I think they'll win that probably 2-0. Whereas today, this game, I think it's not. I'm not disrespecting Liverpool. I just think the turnaround is very, very. They've had two. They played Wednesday night and they're playing Saturday lunchtime. It's a big turnaround for them. So we'll see what happens. Do you think Newcastle can finish 7th and get European football? Says Ishan. I mean, that's news to me. I'll have a look. I didn't even know that was possible. Let's have a quick look. I don't know whether he's bantering me or not. So 7th place is 52 points. Newcastle, no, you can't, mate. You can't. The reason you can't is West Ham are 7th with 52 points and Newcastle are 8 points off them. So you can only get... is that a live table I've got here? Oh, well, you know, Newcastle got 43 points. They could get 55. I doubt it. I can't see West Ham are only going to get one more win. It's not impossible, but I'd be very surprised. I mean, that would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. The timer is running. I've just not put it on the screen. Sorry there. Thank you. Lots of people saying clock. Jurgen Klopp. So, Newcastle have had a good start here in the first couple of minutes. I don't think Liverpool will mind that. I don't think Liverpool will mind doing a bit of defending because obviously they'll be a bit tired. Origi and Firmino not even on the squad today. They don't make the bench. Tells you a lot about the strength that Liverpool has. Big up, says Christopher. Yeah, I'd never thought of it like that. You're absolutely spot on. Leeds have Arsenal and Chelsea next, to be fair, says Orange. Yes, I think that you could see a situation where Leeds lose their next 3 in a row and suddenly they're under massive pressure. But on the other hand, strange things can happen when you're in a relegation battle. And whilst I don't think Leeds fighting for their lives will be able to do anything against Man City, Leeds fighting for their lives might do something against Arsenal, who aren't as good as Man City. So you never know. You never know. Firmino is injured, that's why, says Jack. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. 20. What do you think about Pickford still being England #1, says Simon? He shouldn't be #1. It should be Pope. Or Ramsdale. When are you going to do the preview for United, says VK? Tonight. Tonight on the United stand. We'll do that. Leeds beat Man City last year with 10 men. Yeah, that was last year, mate. That was last year. Yeah, I think on the season that everybody's had, you've got to give it to Ramsdale. Oh, Jota over the bar. Took it down, had a shot. over the bar. First real chance for anybody. Not a great chance. It's up in the air, headed away. Takes it down really well with his chest, miles wide and over. But first real sniff. What's your early prediction for Real Madrid versus Man City on Tuesday, says Max? Well, my early prediction is that it's on Wednesday. And I do think Man City will come through that. Yeah. I think that home advantage might be overrated. Because they have a really interesting situation going on there. I will be keeping an eye on Bournemouth Forest on Tuesday as well. It's a massive game in the Championship potentially, with them both playing each other and both being 3 points apart in the race for second, which is obviously the other promotion spot. So we'll keep an eye on that. Kicks off at 7 o'clock, and Villarreal Liverpool kicks off at 8 o'clock. Coming towards the business end of lots of seasons now. Can you make a poll on who wins top 4 between Tottenham and Arsenal? I will, Ali. Yes, I will. And also, what do you think about Fabio Cavallo, new signings, says Ronnie? Well, I know you should have got him in January. I think, obviously, Klopp fancies him as another player that they can buy in and take to the next level, so I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. 67% of you want Everton to go down. 33% of you want Burnley to stay up. Burnley to go down. So more people wanting Everton to go down. Who gets top 4? Let's do that. I was asked to do that, so let's do it. Who gets top 4? And Spurs, Arsenal. Get your votes in. Get your votes in. And your boats in. If you've got a boat, get it in. No reason to. 5:45 today, Ajax are playing Swol, who are third from bottom. Easy points. PSV are playing tomorrow. No. They're playing Wilhelm tomorrow. 4 points separate PSV and Ajax. Wilhelm are second from bottom, so they'll both be winning this weekend. And they've only got 4 games left to play. Mane. Ooh. It wasn't Mane, it was Keita. Liverpool on the counter there. Good run by Jota. Tries to slip Mane in. Comes to Keita, who hits a shot. It's got to be a corner. Just goes wide. Outside of the box he is when he hits it, but he hits it well. I think it was going well. To be fair, that shot was going wider than where it deflected. But it'll be corner to Liverpool. No, he didn't give it. That's what Klopp wasn't happy about. Didn't give it. Nice ball. He would have been offside anyway. Yusuf says, do you think Ronaldo will be part of the Ten Hag rebuild? I can't tell you, mate. Because Ronaldo makes his mind up in the summer. And seems to have been saying this for months. So there's no definitive answer. But as an opinion, I think it really just comes down to the fact of whether PSG would offer him the wage to come to him, because he's the only way he leaves United is to go to a Champions League club. So there will have to be a transfer fee as well, because he's got a year left on his deal. So, you know, I think there'll be a conversation about what's on the table and whether he wants to be here or not. I'd lean towards him staying at United, to be honest, but you never know. You never know. Who do I rather win the Prem? Man City, unfortunately. I don't want either of them to win it. Chelsea let me down. Corner to Liverpool. But yeah, I mean, look, there's many reasons I can't want Liverpool to win the league. And one of them is, if they win the league, they level up with United, 20 league titles. If they win the league, they've got an even more chance of winning the quadruple. So I've got to go with the lesser of two rivals, really. But if I was a neutral... Oh, volleyed over the bar from Van Dijk from the corner there. Way over the bar, but he did connect with it. If I was a neutral, I can understand why people would want Liverpool to win it. I mean, history is there to be made, isn't it? And you always want to be part of history. So, I mean, Liverpool fans, they'll be loving it, won't they? Loving it like that. What did he just slip in his mouth then? Do you see that guy going like that? What do you think he was putting in? Answers in the chat. If you're watching the same coverage as me, guy sat next to Trippier just goes like that. Slips something in his mouth. Don't know what that was all about. Newcastle on the attack. Didn't Sir Alex Ferguson play some version of Ajax like Total Football? Just curious, you know. I don't think we played Ajax style of football, to be honest. Gary Barlow's enjoying the sun, says Ishmael. Good. That means I don't have to do his impression. I think it was a quality street, like LFC said. Mark, do you want Forest to get promoted? James Garner's playing well, says Vincent. Regardless of the jokes, I would like to see Forest get promoted because I've got friends who support Forest. I've got they remind me of Sheffield Wednesday in the sense that I think they should be in the Premier League. These were teams that were in the Premier League when I was growing up. And the biggest reason is, yeah, you're right, James Garner plays for them. I also like Spence. I think he's a good player as well. So I'd like to see them go up. It'd be something different, wouldn't it, as well? We've seen Bournemouth in the Premier League bouncing up and down like a beach ball. I think Bournemouth, to me, are just another Burnley. They're just another Brighton. We've seen these teams getting promoted, and I would like to see something different. What I would say is that I think whoever comes up, whether it's Fulham are already up, but imagine if it was Fulham, Bournemouth and Forest came up through the playoffs. I think all three of them are probably going to go back down. I think Brentford have done an amazing job, but Norwich and Watford are heading straight back down, and I think it's becoming... There's a problem with relegation and promotion that people don't want to discuss because we're too focused on other things, but the relegation battle is very rarely exciting, and the reason for that is that the Premier League have created this system that just doesn't work. It's not fit for purpose, and nobody will talk about it. It's a yo-yo system because basically you've almost got teams who take advantage of being relegated who know they're going to come back up because the parachute payments are massive. What are the parachute payments? Well, it's got nothing to do with jumping out of a plane. You get relegated from the Premier League and you get, is it 2 or 3 years of quite a lot of money? So you basically accumulate a squad that's too good for the Championship, but not good enough to stay up. And it becomes up and down yo-yo system. So I think there's a problem with relegation. And ultimately, as the consumer, the Championship is worse for it because there's teams that come down that are probably going to get promoted. And the Premier League is worse for it because the relegation battle becomes quite predictable. Which is why what Brentford's done this season is brilliant because it's sucked in Burnley and Everton, but I predicted Brentford, Norwich and Watford would go down, and that would have been really boring. 2 of them have gone down. Brentford have worked miracles, and it's made the relegation battle interesting, so much so that we're doing a poll about who people would rather go down, Burnley or Everton. But next season, will we get another Brentford, or will we get 3 up, 3 down? And I think it's something that needs to be looked at because it's damaging the Championship and it's damaging the relegation battle. 64% think Arsenal will get top 4, 36% think Spurs will. So Arsenal back in the ascendancy. I am concentrating on the game, JM. I don't like being told what to do, but I am concentrating on the game. And it's quite an equal game at the moment. We've had 13 minutes. Typical sort of early kick-off so far. Bit sluggish from both sides. You'd expect it from Liverpool. They played on Wednesday night. I think Liverpool are a team who are just game managing this game. They don't want to exert loads of energy. They don't want to go 1-0 down and be chasing a game. So it's about possession, keeping the game calm. Liverpool will want to win this game in 3rd gear. And they want to keep Newcastle in 3rd gear. They do not want this game to start turning into a 3-3 end-to-end high-energy game because they've got so many games at the moment. So I've seen you see this at the end of the season with teams that have got a lot of games on, a few changes, try and keep the tempo slow. Andrew says maybe a promotion poll mark. In what context? Just on James Garner, what would I do with him next season? I'd like to see him at someone like Brighton. I'd like to see him go on loan somewhere where he can play every week in the Premier League. I'm not sure he'll play every week at Man United next season, and I'm not a big fan of training with the first team squad when he's played for a team that's gone deep into the FA Cup and gone deep into a promotion race in the Championship. Goal! Oh, what? Gomez puts a cross in. Brilliant bit of defending by Newcastle. Well, maybe there was an offside anyway. But it's a cross by Gomez, and he was offside, Mane. I thought he was going to get a tap in, but the defender does really well. Well worked by Liverpool. They find the pass to Gomez. The cross comes in, and Mane has got ahead of the ball anyway. But I don't know whether Mane actually still gets a touch on it. No, the defender makes a great tackle. But Mane would have been offside anyway. Jamie says, come on, Newcastle. Not really done much so far. Got to say, they should have promotion relegation one-off game to decide on 18th in the Premier League versus 3 in the Championship. Everyone would watch that, says Lee. Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea, but I definitely think they need to revolutionise the promotion and relegation system because... I mean, I know I wouldn't say it's controversial what I've said. I'm looking at the chat and there's a few people saying, but tell me I'm wrong. Tell me Watford and Norwich are not already favourites to get promoted from the Championship next year. They've not even been relegated yet. So we already know that that's going to happen. And I think it's a shame. I do. Alex says Garner wouldn't start in Brighton's midfield. Well, remember Basuma's leaving, mate. Nice ball over the top for St Maximin. Alisson comes out, puts it out for a throw-in. They've gone quick with the throw-in. Newcastle on the attack. Look at how many numbers Liverpool get back, though. It's not a coincidence. Good cross. Alisson's onto it. What's everyone doing today? Well, it's the sun's shining a little bit. I'm off to a barbecue this afternoon, I think. No, I've not really been out much the last couple of weeks because I've been recovering from COVID. So, I don't mention it much, but yeah. So get out in the sun. United not playing till Monday, so it's an opportunity to get out a bit. Weekends, you know. Come see, come saw. Steady Eddie so far from Liverpool here. As I said, Liverpool's job here is to just get the points. They won't care how they get the points. Nice ball over the top there. I've got a problem with my TV here. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, come on. Come on. Right, I think I'm just going to have to adjust. 1 minute, I'm just going to adjust the mic. Not the mic, the wire. It's messing about. It's juttering a bit. That's it, salted potatoes. Who likes salted potatoes? Be back. Liverpool, this could be a goal. What a goal! It is. It's Keita. Newcastle are shit, basically. 1-0. Newcastle are moaning about it. Keita. There's a lot of moaning going on here. Let's have a look. Milner catches the player. I don't think it's a I mean, look, I'm not a fan of Liverpool by any means, but Milner wins the ball and then catches the player. Keita does really well. I can't see the goal being overturned, really. I'm going to change the score on the screen. There's an injury in the build-up for Newcastle that they're not happy about, but I can't see them overturning it. I really can't. I can't. And Newcastle have not started off very well in this game at all, have they? And the potential banana skin for Liverpool hasn't come to pass. They've been the better team. They've been more energetic. And no foul. The goal's been given. I mean, Milner is studs up, but I just can't see it. I can't see them overturning it. Can't see them overturning that. Spurs and Arsenal to draw. United top 4 races on, says Finn. I doubt it. "1-0 to Liverpool." What do you think? Do you think it was a foul? Mineral says it's a foul. Goal's been given. Good tackle, says Saku. He got the ball, says Zach. Never a foul, says Chill. I'm look. Don't shoot the messenger. I looked at it and I went, he's won the ball and then he's caught the player. But this comes down to the same old shit every week. There's no consistency. We've seen people get sent off for winning the ball and their studs are showing. So winning the ball isn't the rule, is it? So I don't think it was a foul. I really don't. But we have given and have seen many a time where a player wins the ball. I mean, looking at that, he wins the ball, he catches the player. I don't think it's a foul, but I have seen it. We've discussed it many a time where a player wins the ball, catches a player, and it's a red card. So the game is inconsistent. But I personally have to say, horribly through gritted teeth, if that was given as a foul, the game's gone. But we have seen them given as a foul, so I understand it. But Newcastle have been really bad. I mean, I'm very surprised. I've not watched Newcastle this season, and even under the Eddie Howe revolution, but I don't see anything different from... I mean, they obviously are different, but they've been very poor here today. Good goal by Keita, though. I mean, I suppose the foul conversation, which wasn't a foul, does create and generate conversation about that and take away from Naby Keita, who did really, really well on the goal, showed real composure to take his time and pick his spot. But Liverpool are just much better than Newcastle here. I mean, that's the issue. Feliz Navidad. That's because people are saying Naby lad, and I know the tune. I don't know why. It's not clear and obvious mistake by the referee, and therefore it's not overturned, says Ollie. Jack is going to get exposed here, Jack. I'm sorry to do it to you, but I was waiting for somebody to say this. So Jack Campbell said, he got the football first, therefore it's not a foul. If you think that's a foul, you lack ball knowledge. Well, Jack, unfortunately, you've just exposed yourself as lacking ball knowledge, because there's been red cards for people getting the ball and still hitting somebody afterwards. There was one... I mean, I think of 2 or 3 occasions, actually. So... I don't think it's a foul, by the way, and it wasn't a foul and it wasn't given, but we have seen that happen before. Do you think that Chelsea can beat Liverpool in the FA Cup final? And also Kovacic is back in training, so he's a massive help for Chelsea, says Darren. I think Chelsea are capable of beating Man City and they're capable of beating Liverpool. I think if they played 10 times, Liverpool or Man City would beat them more, but in a one-off game, they are capable. But Liverpool will be the favourites. I do think Jack should be right, though. I think if you win the ball, you shouldn't be victim of a foul given against you or a yellow card. I do agree with Jack, whether it's Liverpool or not. I think if you win the ball, you shouldn't be subject to a foul, unless it's one of those ones where the ball's there and they jump in the air with 2 feet and stamp on the top of the ball. You know, that's That's clearly an issue. But Liverpool are just much better than Newcastle. I mean, we can all moan about VAR and we can all moan about bad refereeing decisions, and I certainly thought there was some last week at Anfield as well. But in the Goodison, not the Goodison, the Everton game, but that's refereeing. Every weekend we're talking about bad refereeing. Are you going to do a West Ham Arsenal watch along? Says Adil. No, I don't see the point. I really don't see the point. West Ham are going to rest most of their squad. It's like the Chelsea West Ham game last week. I was thinking about doing a watch along for that, and as soon as I got rumour that they were changing their team, I was like, what's the point? It's going to be like a pre-season game. Arsenal really should win that one straightforward. West Ham, as is their right, have a huge game against Eintracht Frankfurt on Thursday. And they'll rest most of their team. So it's not really West Ham against Arsenal, is it? It's West Ham against... It's West Ham reserves. Which 3 players should United sign? Says Ishmael. They need more than 3 mates, but centre defensive midfielder, centre back, and a striker would be the 3 priorities for me. Diaz could have gone down there and won a penalty. He'd have got it. Targay jumped in, didn't get the ball. Who do you think will win the Champions League? Says Kelvin. I mean, I think Liverpool-Man City is going to be a very interesting final. As I said, I think if it was played at the moment, I think Liverpool are more in form. But by then, Man City should have won the game at the Etihad. It'd be look, if I didn't dislike both clubs because of rivalry, I think it would be... It deserves to be the final, and it'd be very hard to predict at this moment. I'm not doing a Man City watch along. I'll never know. 2 reasons: 1, I'm out, and 2, well, main reason is I'm out. But I don't know whether I would have done it anyway. I don't see Leeds causing Man City problems. Very much like this. I think the Leeds game, this is almost a dress rehearsal for the Leeds game in a better way, because Newcastle are better than Leeds and they can't live with Liverpool. So what chance have Leeds have got living with Man City? I mean, Newcastle have created nothing. They've done absolutely nothing in this game. So Maximum's just gone for a shot. It's terrible. And as I said before the game, Newcastle are one of the best teams in the league at the moment for form, but there's a massive skill gap here. Do I think Everton will get relegated? Who are they playing? Are they playing today, Everton? Burnley have got Watford. That's a big game at 3 o'clock. Everton are playing tomorrow, I think, aren't they? Who've Everton got tomorrow? Chelsea. Tell you what, if Burnley get something against Watford, which isn't guaranteed, that will be very, very interesting. What's your score prediction for Man City Leeds? I mean, I don't think they'll smash Leeds. I think Leeds are a lot more organised now. So I think I'll probably go 2-0 Man City. Anyway, Newcastle have got a free kick in a decent position here. Half an hour gone. Naby Keita giving Liverpool the score lead. It was a good goal. He took it really well. Bit of controversy in the build-up. I'll have a look at it again at half-time. But for me, I don't think you should be giving fouls for winning the ball. You know, he genuinely goes to win the ball. Milner's always rough, but that's not a reason to give a foul for me. Shelvey with the cross, headed away. Liverpool are just in that mood as well at the moment as well. Absolutely obsessed with winning and, you know, keeping that pressure up on Man City. Interesting what Pep said as well in response to Klopp signing the contract extension. He was asked whether that plays a part in whether he wants to... stay at Man City. He said not, but I do think that Pep's got to be very careful about mind games, hasn't he? Because imagine if Klopp signs this new contract like he's going to, Liverpool win the quadruple, they win the Champions League, they win the Premier League, and Man City end up winning nothing this season. And what looks like it could be a good season for Man City becomes a really bad season, and he's well and truly in the shade of Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool. Mark, how long till you think Newcastle will be fighting for the title of Europe? Says Slippy. the Champions League. I haven't really thought about Newcastle for a while in that sense. I mean, I remember when the takeover happened back in December, I was like, I don't think it will happen quickly, because it will happen, but I don't think it will necessarily happen quickly, because are Liverpool vulnerable to a billionaire football club? No. They've got Klopp till 2026. They've got a squad that works, understands how he wants to play. They're adding players on a regular. So I don't see Liverpool dropping off. Are Man City vulnerable to a billionaire owner? No, because they've got one themselves. Are Chelsea vulnerable to a billionaire owner? Not really. They can spend money as well. They're established as a big club in the Premier League. So straight away, Newcastle's problem is that there's 3 clubs that I think can deal with them over the next 5 years. And not only can they deal with them, Newcastle need to get Champions League football to start attracting Champions League football players. Newcastle could buy Erling Haaland this summer. He just wouldn't come. Why would he go to Newcastle when you can have all the money in the world, but you've got to have the status as well. And we saw that with Man City most recently. They were buying people like Robinho, players that were really not players that top clubs wanted. But now they're buying players like Erling Haaland, potentially, because they've established themselves. So the question is, how quickly can Newcastle establish themselves? Because once they're established as a top 4 title contending side, then that's it. They're established. It's how they do that and how quick they do that. And I think the world of football has changed that when Blackburn did it, they were the only club really with the money to do it. When Chelsea did it, they were sort of the only club with the money to do it. And when Man City came in, it was Newcastle have got more competitors basically. So it's hard to predict. I would say if this is the 2022 season, which it is, will Newcastle be in the top 4 next year? I don't think so. I think they're looking at top 4 2024, so 2 years time. And then when you're in the top 4, maybe they can start pushing for a title 2025. So yeah, I'd say 2025 at the earliest for them to start winning anything major, which is 3 years away. In my opinion. Let us know what year you think Newcastle will be. I'll do a poll on it actually. Let's do a poll. Liverpool are all over them here. So I'll say, what year will Newcastle be title contenders? And we'll go, so this is 2022, so it's not going to be next year. So we'll go 2024, 2025, which is 3 years, which is what I'm going with. 2026. Never. Okay. Get your votes in. Darren says it'll be 5 years plus. As I say, Newcastle's biggest issue will be attracting the players to make them there. They've got the money to do it. And I think they will do it. I just don't think they'll do it as quick as other clubs have done it. Yeah, Philip Jones makes a good point as well. You've still got to players. You've also got to get players to want to live and play in Newcastle, which is very difficult. Who wants to live in Newcastle, says Fire Up. It is difficult because Newcastle's not London. I tell you what, the best. Oh, hold on, Liverpool are on the attack here. It's a 2v2. Diaz. It's actually a 3v2. He goes to Mane. Good save by the keeper. They did that well. They did that well. It was a good breakaway, but keeper makes the save. The best exclamation I can say about the issue about Newcastle is if it was Fulham who had the billionaire owner, I'd be like, well, they've also got London. Loads of people want to live in London. Manchester's not as big attraction as London, but Manchester isn't. Manchester and Liverpool are a bigger attraction than Newcastle. Newcastle's north of England. I mean, it's closer to Scotland than it is. I think it's closer to Scotland than it is Manchester, isn't it? But Yeah, Newcastle's very cut off. The northeast is very cut off. It's not. It's a long way to London. It's a long way to Manchester. So it's whether you can get people to go and play there for 5-10 years, which is what you need, and keep that dynasty going. I mean, money can do a lot of things, though. Money can do a lot of things. People look at China. How many players went to play in China? So it can be done. Hi, Mark. Can you say I love you, Noah? Says Tomsy. There you go. But they've got a fantastic support in Newcastle. Look, they've got what's the capacity? They've always had that. Is it true that Celtic are after Phil Jones? Is Celtic mad? I don't know, but he'd probably be Phil Jones in the Scottish League. Probably not a bad idea, you know. Probably not a bad idea. 35 minutes gone here. Fulham have got a tiny capacity. Yeah, well, they'd have to build a stadium, wouldn't they? Going back to Bournemouth, I mean, another reason not to want Bournemouth to get promoted. Their capacity's a joke. It's like, is it 13,000 at Bournemouth? It might even be 11. That's not a Premier League ground. But look, Bournemouth are in a position to get promoted again because of the parachute payments. They've got money from when they got relegated from the Premier League. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Newcastle will only get talented misfits right now. Yeah. James Rodriguez types, yeah. I don't think that was a foul, ref. I don't think that's a foul. Newcastle only get talent. Yeah, I've done that one. That was from SP. And I just don't think this is a foul by Bruno Guimaraes and Mane. I think he goes down way too soft. I think it's a shoulder barge, to be honest. They don't have Trent, so it would be a cracking position for Trent here, but he's not on the pitch. $11,000 is Bournemouth's capacity. I mean, that's just ridiculous. 11,360, says Carl. With all due respect to Bournemouth, you've been in the Premier League before. I don't need to be nice about it. I don't really want you back in. That's a joke. That's a joke of a capacity for the Premier League. 11,000. There's bigger grounds in League One. Sheffield Wednesday are in League One. Hillsborough. 11,000 in the Premier League. That's a joke. That is. That's why 3 o'clock. The 3 o'clock. Henderson shoots over the bar. That's why this 3 o'clock ban showing UK games is completely flawed. Imagine Arsenal playing Bournemouth next year, right? 11,000 capacity. What do Arsenal get? Away tickets, 1,000. So that means only 1,000 UK Arsenal fans can legitimately watch Arsenal play Bournemouth next year at 3 o'clock. Neymar to Chelsea for 76 million. Good or bad deal, says the real. I don't know whether is that actually a genuine story. Goal for Newcastle! He's offside! He's offside. He's offside. Almiron. He's got a little smile on his face. Yeah, he's bloody miles off. What's he even celebrating for? He skips past Alice and he puts it in the net, but he's offside. Your streams get more live views than Bournemouth, says Palmaris. Well, actually, we're not at the moment. 9,500, so we're not quite at the capacity of Bournemouth yet. But it does bring it into focus, doesn't it? God, I wish that Newcastle goal had gone in. 7 minutes to half time. Logan says the problem in Bournemouth is it's very well to do and the council will not let them build a big stadium. A wise man once said, "We club in the northeast," says Gibran. I mean, I'm just trying to think of Newcastle's history. I mean, Ginola, Asprilla, Shearer, Rob Lee, Peacock, Ferdinand. I mean, these players all lived in Newcastle, didn't they? I think Newcastle are better off going down the youth development route. Much longer to glory to, let's face it. Mbappe's not going to be tempted by a duplex apartment overlooking the Tyne, says Nick P. Well, I mean, look, it's a relevant conversation. It is a relevant conversation point. How do you attract the world's best players to Newcastle? Because Newcastle, I've been to Newcastle. Nothing wrong with it as a weekend away. The East Stand holds 12,000, says Darren Logue. It's ridiculous, Bournemouth's capacity. Ridiculous. If you're going to be in the Premier League, sort your stadium out. Mr. Track says, let's get more watchers than the Bournemouth capacity. That's the challenge, everybody. Share the video and see if we can get over 11,000 watching, and then we can say we've got more people watching than Bournemouth's capacity. Yeah, I've been to Newcastle for a weekend. Nothing wrong with it. Would I want to live there? No. Not because I don't like Newcastle, just because I've never wanted to live in Newcastle anyway, but it is isolated. Unless you like Middlesbrough and Sunderland, which, to be honest... and Bournemouth fan here, mate. Why the hate on us? I don't hate. Good save. Header by Jota. Straight at the keeper. Dean, I don't hate Bournemouth. I just don't want you to get promoted. I don't hate anything. Great cross by Henderson. Jota gets his head on it. Straight at the keeper who palms it over for a corner. But that was good play by Liverpool again. Yeah, I don't hate Bournemouth. I just don't want you to get promoted. And I'll tell you what, the weather's crap in Newcastle as well. That's something to mention. The further north you go, the worse it gets. God, Manchester. They say that there's not much sun there. There's not a lot in Newcastle. It snows. Milner hits it really well, just wide. Who will win the Premier League first? Arsenal or United? I miss the good old days, says Thomas. I don't know. That's a great question. We'll do a poll on that. I'm just going to gamble there's not going to be a goal scored here because I'm desperate to go for a wee. So give me a minute. Guaranteed Newcastle will score now. I'll definitely get spammed in the chat. Yeah, I've got the telly on, so it's definitely not 1-1. It might be about to be 2-0. No, it's not. Okay. I just realised when I went to the toilet as well that I'm talking to you like I talked to Seb. I'm just going for a quick wee. Really, I should have just said piss. You know, we're at that level, really, aren't we? Anyhow. I should use that. Eddie Howe. Use that. If you're somebody who says, anyhow, let's get on with the show, you could just go, Eddie Howe, let's get on with the show. See if they notice. Right. We're back in the game. So the poll was, what year will Newcastle be title contenders? Most of you went with 2026, which is 4 years away. So well done on that one. Super chat coming in from Nick P. He says, I think Newcastle are better off going down. Yeah, I've done that one from Nick P. Skin7 says, devastating news, Mark. Milky Way crispy rolls are being discontinued. Don't worry, there is a UK-wide petition, though. Save my crispy roll. Crispy rolls are being discontinued. Tragic news. It's 1-0 to Liverpool. That is tragic news. But tragic news, I don't know what a crispy roll is. So I can't... I might Google it, see what it's all about. Oh, the Milky Way ones. Yeah, I think I know what I know what they are. I'm not a big fan of Milky Way, so probably not a massive problem for me. Still 1-0 here. Whilst it remains 1-0, there's always an opportunity for Newcastle to get back into the game, but I've got to be honest, they don't deserve to be. They've not played very well. Smile, an everlasting smile. Nice ball out wide here. Keep it on. St. Maximin. Gomez. How's that not a foul on the edge of the box? This ref is wank. Almiron. That's a foul for me. I mean, he literally gave a foul for Mane not long ago. Sent you a super chat, Mark. You missed it. You was pissing, says Logan. Okay. I can't find it, Logan. I hope Arsenal get Jesus. Think he would be good, says David Don. People saying it was a dive. I don't think it was a dive. I don't think it was a dive. I think he's beaten Matip and Matip's left his foot out. I think it's a foul. But what I'm saying is just more inconsistent refereeing. He didn't the Mane shoulder barge. Oh, that's a foul. But the Almiron, no, that's not a foul. What I'm trying to talk about is I'm not individualizing the decision. As a referee, you should have consistency. You set your stall out. You can't start individualising each and every thing and go, not sure about that one, so I'll give a foul. Oh, I think that one might have been a dive, so I'm not going to give a foul. You've got to have a consistency. You've got to have a consistency where if you're giving fouls or not fouls for one thing, then be consistent with the next thing. And too many Premier League referees, their mindset is completely wrong. I was having this chat with a referee about 3 months ago, and I said the problem fans have with Premier League referees is they have no mindset. They analyse each and every decision on its own. They don't have a mindset for the 90-minute game of what they did 10 minutes ago. And fans want consistency. They don't want you to not give a foul for that shoulder barge, but don't give it for that one. Like, if you're giving a foul for shoulder barges, give it 10 minutes later, and that's what we want, whether they're right or wrong. The best bold coach in history is on the red side of Manchester, says Ollie. It's half time, by the way. And how do you think Newcastle will stick with Eddie Howe, or will they try to get someone like Pochettino, says SR. Eddie Howe will not stay as Newcastle manager forever. Well, that's a big Michael Owen statement there, because he'll die. We all will, but so he can't stay as the manager forever. But no, he won't be the Newcastle manager forever, because the way that these big clubs work is that they do the way that these rich clubs work is that they develop. And the simplest way to say it is that Eddie Howe's done a fantastic job in taking Newcastle from relegation to mid-table and beyond. To infinity and beyond with Eddie Howe. He's done a great job. But the problem is he will never... If he'd done that without billionaire owners, he'd probably have a job for life. But don't you just hate them bags for life as well that you buy from the supermarket? They're not bags for life. I set fire to mine on bonfire night and it's gone. So it's not a bag for life, is it? But Eddie Howe won't be in a job for life at Newcastle, because imagine he did get 7th pulled off a miracle and got 7th in the last, West Ham don't win a game again and Newcastle win their next 4, including today, and he gets this miracle 7th place. Oh my God, give him manager of the year because he only started halfway through. But next year, if they're 10th, they'll probably sack him. To stay in a job, Eddie Howe has basically got to be successful and improve every year. So if they finish 8th this year, next year they'll want 4th. And the year after that, they'll want a title race. And the year after that, you better win the title. And the year after that, you better win the Champions League. And the year after that, you better win the treble. And you better do it again and again and again. It's impossible. With billionaire owners like that, you will never be able to stay in a job long term unless you break records every year. Hi Mark, Sean here from Sean Butler Music. My boss Keith is a huge fan of you and of United. Could you give us here at Keith Cohn's Ice Cream and Coffee a shout out? Keith Cohn's Ice Cream and Coffee, a shout out. I'd love to, Sean Butler. Keith Cohn's Ice Cream and Coffee. There you go. No worries don't see Bournemouth Council letting the team expand or build a new stadium, as Bournemouth is a big tourist town and well-to-do seaside resort, so personally don't see it being allowed, says Logan. I can see Bournemouth up and down. I can, because they've got the parachute payments. I don't know whether you've tuned in late or not. Please do share the video, because we're trying to just prove a point that with 10,000 people watching, we only need another 1,500 and we've beat Bournemouth's capacity, which is just amazing for a Premier League club. 11,600 as a Premier League club capacity is just not good enough. It's not. But the reason they will keep getting promoted is because they got the parachute payments. So next season, Norwich and Watford are going to come straight back up because they've got the parachute payments, and then they'll probably go straight back down. And the relegation battle becomes boring, and the Championship promotion battle becomes boring. They're basically making it an elite club of 20 clubs in the Premier League, and then there's 4 or 5 clubs that will keep coming up and going down. Mark, do you see Arsenal challenging for anything in the next 4 years? Says David Don. Yeah, I think they can win an FA Cup. I think they can win a Carabao Cup. I don't think they're going to win the Premier League in the next 3 years. I'm not going to win the Champions League, I don't think. The thing is, actually, I don't know what people think about this, because for me it's very, very logical. I think that you've got more chance of winning the Champions League than you have of the Premier League if you're an Arsenal fan in the next 5 years. I think United have got more chance of winning the Champions League than the Premier League. And the reason for that is over a 38-game season, Arsenal, United, Spurs, are not going to be good enough to beat Liverpool and Man City over a 38-game season. But over one-off, 2-legged knockout games, they might. Or they might knock each other out. So, if Arsenal were in the Champions League next year and Liverpool and Man City play each other in the quarterfinal, well, Liverpool are out or Man City are out, and then in the semi-final they draw PSG and PSG knock them out, and then Arsenal are in the final against PSG, maybe they beat them. So, yeah, Chelsea are a great example of this, Josh. They are. Talking about Chelsea, don't know what anyone thinks, but apparently they're going to get their new owner. I was going to mention it in the first half, but I forgot. I don't like to say I told you so. I told you so, but I did say this when Chelsea Abramovich. Seb, do you want to come sit on my knee for a minute? Yeah. I don't know. Just a minute. Come on. When Chelsea, you'll go in a minute because you'll be bored of this anyway. When Chelsea, Roman Abramovich was. When Chelsea bought Roman Abramovich, when Roman Abramovich was replaced by the government or whatever, there was a big fallout that Chelsea were going to go into liquidation and all that. And I did a video and I said I think they'll be absolutely fine. So it's come to pass because the government never wanted Chelsea to go out of business. They just wanted Abramovich out of the UK. So I think Chelsea will be absolutely fine. And I tweeted it last night. I think Declan Rice, they're calling you the GOAT. You a goat? You know what a goat is? Yeah. Greatest of all time. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, I think that Declan Rice to Chelsea will definitely happen without a shadow of a doubt. I don't know about the Neymar rumours, but Chelsea will have money to spend. And compare Chelsea to Newcastle. Chelsea have got the pedigree. They've got the squad. And if you're Declan Rice, do you go to Chelsea or do you go to Newcastle? You go to Chelsea, don't you? So I'm just looking at that Milner thing there. You know what? Looking at it there, they got Liverpool score a good goal with Keita, but in the build-up, Milner goes in for the tackle, wins the ball with his studs. I think, you know what? I think the more I see it, the more I think it's a foul. Because he wins the tackle with his studs. His studs up. Interesting. What do you think? Do you think it was a foul or not? No. You'll be popular with the Liverpool fans. Go on then. See, bye. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
It was, you know, actually, I agree with SDSH. I think actually it was. I'm going to tweet. Be careful. I'm about to tweet this. Looking at that Milner incident. So I'll tell you what I'm tweeting as I type it, because it's not on Twitter yet. Looking at that Milner incident. Thought it wasn't a foul. On slow-mo, he wins the tackle with his studs. Therefore, it is a foul for me. Plays the ball's not right. You've got to educate yourself in the game, I'm afraid. Playing the ball ain't an excuse anymore. I agree with you. I think if you win the ball, you win the ball. 20 years ago, we're not even talking about that. But the modern game is you can get a red card for winning the ball. Xhaka got one last year, didn't he? Xhaka won the ball, got a red card. That West Ham player got a red card. Digne got a red card. So, you know, these things can happen. I just think that in those circumstances, I think they should have gone back and given a foul, but not clear and obvious is a great point by Dave Jordan, and I think that's the great thing. I think Dave Jordan deserves a lot of a big shout out there because he's nailed it. He's absolutely nailed it. I've looked at the first time I saw it, didn't think it was a foul. I've watched it on slow mo, and I've always been critical of a slow mo. On a slow mo, he tackles with his studs, and therefore I think it is a foul, but it's definitely not clear and obvious, and therefore the referee said no foul. And what we need to understand on penalties, on fouls, or any contentious issue is they will only turn it over if it's clear and obvious. So the VAR guy could be like me. He could go, well, looking at it now, I do think it's a foul, but it's taken me a bit of time to look at it. It's not clear and obvious, and the referee said no foul, so we'll stick with the original decision. And I don't think people understand that either. Whether you think it's a foul or not, imagine I'm VAR. He goes to me in the ear and he goes, have you had a look at it? And I go, I have had a look at it. I've had a look at it 4 times. And on the 4th time, I'm actually thinking it probably is a foul. But give the goal because it's not clear and obvious. And that is how the process works as well. It has to be, I'm looking at that, he misses the ball and it's 2-footed or something like that. So, yeah, the overturn is not going to happen. The referee has got to get that right, really, first time if you don't want it to be a foul. So, look, at the end of the day, it's not really worth falling out about because on the balance of play, Liverpool should be 1-0 up. Simple as that. And I don't think that anybody can have an argue with that. But you know, we will see what happens in the second half. John Murtagh to oversee all aspects of United recruitment this summer after Matt Judge resigns. No immediate plans to replace Judge. Okay, interesting. There we go. Right, let's have a look at what people are saying in the chat. Still got 45 minutes to go here. It's only 1-0. Lots of people say no way is it a foul. Eugene, I really wouldn't waste. Here's a little bit of a lesson to people. I really wouldn't get stressed about something. You've got the goal. You can't change people's opinions. Some people think it's a foul. They're just going to keep saying it is a foul to wind you up. Like, it's been given. I've explained why it's been given. It wasn't clear and obvious to change it. So, do I think it was a foul at the time? No, I didn't. Do I want it to be a foul? No, I don't. In the modern game that we are being taught all the time, you can get sent off for winning the ball. So, look, the goal's been given. Move on. I really wouldn't stress about it. But people are going to have a different opinion to you. Wake up and smell the coffee. Mark, are you excited for the North London derby? Says Luke. I am. Well, interesting. Let's move it on for a moment. There's an interesting context to the North London derby. So, in the race for the title, I'm going to do a poll now. You can vote in it, actually. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Always interesting conversations on here. We don't shirk the... I'm certainly not going to sit here and think there's a lot of Liverpool fans watching, so let me just say something that they're going to like. Conversely, I won't do that with any club. I'll always give my opinion, and I'll try and be fair with it and not be biased. Not always easy in football. Who wins the title? We'll start that poll. Most of you, we did one for top four, and most of you went with Arsenal. Who wins the title? Crack on with that in the chat. Now, let me go back to what I was going to look at. In the Premier League at the moment, the league table looks like this. Arsenal are 4th with 60 points, and Spurs are 5th with 58 points. Interesting. If that gap stays the same, on the 3rd, I think is it the 12th that Arsenal go to Spurs. Great, okay. Spurs beat Arsenal. They go a point ahead of them. The interesting thing is Arsenal have got 2 very winnable games coming up. West Ham tomorrow and is it Leeds, I think? So Arsenal take 6 points before that Spurs game, puts them up to 66 points. Spurs, therefore, need to take 6 points from their next 2 games to be within that opportunity to leapfrog Arsenal. I actually am going to predict that when Arsenal go to Spurs, they will actually be 5 points ahead of them. Because Spurs, I think, will beat Leicester today, but I think they will lose to Liverpool next week. So they'll have 61 points and Arsenal will have 66 points in my prediction. So as much as that's a big game, Spurs have got Liverpool before it. I don't think they'll go to Anfield and win. So as long as Arsenal win their next 2 games, I don't think that North London derby will be pivotal as people think. I might be wrong. I might be right. We will see. But that's my prediction anyway. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. We've got nearly 10,000 watching. Please subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Let me just start the timer here for the start of this match. 1-0. Thoughts on top 6 of the Championships is juicy. I don't know. I mean, personally, I think that realistically, the 3 teams that should be promoted are Fulham, Bournemouth and Forest. But whoever drops into the playoffs, I bet they don't come up. It's all about momentum. Arg says, talk about the match. Yeah, the match isn't actually on, you dickhead. So you can jog on. Idiot. And the match has started off now. And what happens if Liverpool and City end up on the same points and goals? I don't know. I mean, at the moment, City's goal difference is nowhere near Liverpool's. Liverpool got a 4-goal swing. But, the thing is as well, I'm sure it's probably in Pep's head that if they could smash somebody in the next few weeks, that would be beneficial. But at the moment, Liverpool's goal difference is 4 better than Man City. But goal difference goal difference is unlikely to come into it with Man City and Liverpool because they're separated by 1 point. So if Man City were to draw, Liverpool would leapfrog them anyway. So I don't think goal difference is going to be a major issue. Can you shout out my nan, Angela? She loves your Instagram, says Nathan. There we go. Angela loves my Instagram. I don't even know what my Instagram is. Does anyone know? Is it? I know it's not at Mark Goldbridge. I think it might be at Goldbridge Mark. Thoughts on York City FC, Mark, says Jack. Got no thoughts on York City FC. I love York City. I love the city of York. I think it's fantastic. Yeah. Shadow says, what about Isaac or Osman? Well, both of those are going to cost you 60, 70 million quid. Napoli never sell cheap. And, yeah, I think they'll cost a lot of money. What are the Neymar rumours? I haven't seen any Neymar rumours, Louis. I know somebody put it in the chat about Chelsea. Funky says you've made some bizarre calls today. Well, they're just my opinion, mate. I don't really care if you think they're bizarre. I believe what I say. If you don't believe in what you're saying, then what's the point? I don't go with the popularist choice sometimes. I'll go with what I think. I presume we're talking about the Milner thing. Anyway, look, we're all victims of over-analysing. My initial thought was that the Milner thing wasn't a foul. But having looked at it again, I think that it probably should have been a foul. In the modern rules, I don't want those modern rules to exist, to be honest. I don't want it to be like that, but the game's gone soft. Can Newcastle do anything in this second half? Will Liverpool start to fade in the second half? Yeah, this is the only watch-along I'm doing today, yeah. Hi, Mark. Can you give a shout-out to my friend Mick and his dad, Rolf? Newcastle, and yes, he changed his name to Newcastle, says Andreas. Rolf Newcastle. Just saw that, yeah. What was his name before? Rolf Harris. Granit Xhaka is Arsenal's April Player of the Month. This is Omar. All I know about Neymar is that PSG are reportedly willing to sell him for €120 million loss, says Aaron. Logan says he's not the ref. Do you know that? Ronaldo's brother has commented just one more on Ronaldo's post. I think he could be playing his last game at Old Trafford, says Arjun. I mentioned it on the United stand this morning. Hold on, 3v3 for Liverpool again. Diaz, block, corner. Yeah, I commented on that this morning. I don't necessarily think it means that Ronaldo's going to go. I don't think Ronaldo's made his mind up yet. So I don't think you can say it's his last game for United at Old Trafford on Monday. It's his last game for Man United on Monday in this season. It's our last home game. Corner to Liverpool. Van Dijk, headed away. I mean, again, I thought there was a foul there, to be honest. Hi, Mark. Lewis, I'm not going to talk about something I don't know about. Do you think Newcastle... I shouldn't be talking about football then, but I'm dumb. Do you think Newcastle should raid United, says Jake? Yeah. You can have Harry Maguire. You can have Aaron Wan-Bissaka. You can have Phil Jones. You can have Eric Bailly. You can have Alex Telles. I mean, if you want to give us 70 million for Rashford, I'd take it at the moment, to be fair. Yellow card here for Milner. No, not for Milner. For Gomez. In terms of structure, says Thomas, and team cohesion, Arsenal are exciting prospect for the future and far ahead of United and Spurs. Which of those two will catch up first, says Thomas. We're not really playing catch up with Arsenal. Nobody's playing... Arsenal were never playing catch-up with United. Like, I don't think Arsenal, when they finished 8th last year and we finished 2nd, I don't think they were like, we're playing catch-up with United. You should always be playing catch-up with first for a start. But I do agree, I think Arsenal have got a good structure and a good sort of youth thing going on. But, look, I'm not going to focus on Arsenal. And Arsenal are not going to focus on us. Everyone should be looking at Liverpool and Man City. That's the benchmark. Thoughts on Sheffield United, Ramsdale and Sharp, says Juicy. And I'm not going to read your second name, so if that's the plan. found love. Prediction for Monday, Jack. I'll do it on my preview, thanks. On the United stand. Because I haven't thought it through yet. And I've got to film that later. Start doing some research. More importantly, my prediction for that game is very important. Because we have a United stand team prediction league. And I'm top of it. I went top after the 1-1 draw with Chelsea. So with 3 games to go, I've got to be very careful about my predictions. So Goldbridge is top of the United Stand prediction score league. Foul against St Maximum there. I think it was a foul, to be fair. Go on, Shelby. Ooh, he didn't fancy that. Got to give a foul that time. Liverpool giving up a lot of fouls here, Matip. What's your favourite biscuit, says Custard Cream. It's not you. I don't know anything about Sheffield United Juicy. I've got no idea what you're doing. I will give you the benefit of the doubt and I will have a look at the Premier League, the Championship. So Fulham have been promoted. Bournemouth have got 79 points and Forest have got 76. They play each other on Tuesday. Huddersfield are in the playoffs. Luton are in the playoffs. Sheffield United are in the playoffs. Therefore, it will be. I think it will end up being those 4 teams because there's a 5-point gap back to Middlesbrough and Blackburn are out of it now. Look, at one point it looked like Blackburn might get promoted. Be interesting to see a Luton. I don't really want to see Sheffield United back up. I mean, imagine if we got Fulham, Bournemouth and Sheffield United back up. Oh, God. I just can't. I can't be dealing with that. I'm fed up with the yo-yo system. Anyway, it's a good free kick position here. Shelby's on it. No chance. There ain't no chance Voldemort's doing anything from here. Straight into the wall. I told you. Absolute crap. I actually think he's... Ref, stop the play. Are you doing a watch-along for West Ham versus Arsenal? It was on my list to do one, Jonah, but I've binned it. Because West Ham are going to put their reserves out. Do you think Calvert-Lewin and or Richarlison to Newcastle as well if Everton are relegated? Even Coutinho after his loan is over, maybe. Or Lacazette, says Jake. I wouldn't be surprised if Manchester United went for Richarlison, to be honest. I don't want us to go anywhere near him, but you raise a good point. If Everton go down, there's a lot of players that are going to leave. And I suppose the most beneficial clubs to go down for other clubs buying are Everton and Leeds, because they actually have got players that you might want to go and sign. Burnley, not so much. I tell you what, if Burnley go down, they will come straight back up, because they're basically the way they play football is set up for the Championship. Although I've just realised Dyche isn't in charge anymore, so maybe they wouldn't. In relation to the title, 58% of you think Liverpool. 58% of you think Man City will win it. 42% of you think Liverpool will win it. Somebody will slip up somewhere. Somebody will draw a game, and that's what decides this title. Second ball, come on. Go wide. Shelby's a bit crap, isn't he? Can you remember when people wanted Shelby to play for England? Newcastle are doing all right here. Go on, put a cross in. Goal kick. Hi Mark, how are you today? Says Callum. Good. I've got to be honest, it's caught me out this game. It's a little bit early for me. I'm still tired. But and it's been a bit routine for Liverpool. But having said that, I think Liverpool are just set up now to defend and hit on the counter. They've got the goal they need. I think Saka's had a great season and on. I think he deserves massive credit because missing that goal in the Euro, that penalty in the Euros, and then having a season like he's had shows real strong character. Do you see a Big Six club being sold in the next 5 years? In my opinion, I think it's either United or Spurs. United because of all the issues with the Glazers. Spurs because I think Levy built Spurs up to sell it one day. But Levy doesn't own... Daniel Levy doesn't own Spurs, does he? I thought that for a long time that he did, but he doesn't. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. You might have already mentioned it, but as a Man United fan, who are you rooting for? I'm a Man United fan too. I'm hoping for Man City. Save my crispy rolls, says Skin. Yeah, I've got to want Man City to win the league because I think it's the only one. I think in the Liverpool's quest for the quadruple, obviously they've already won the Carabao Cup. They're favourites against Chelsea in the FA Cup final, so that's one down. The Champions League final, they're favourites to hit, and that's a one-off game. And then the league, Man City are in front at the moment, so the league is the best way of stopping them. Do it. Daniel Levy owns 30% of the club. Thank you very much for that. Joe Lewis owns Tottenham. He's very old though, says Kelso. Thank you very much. And this is the thing, you know, I think United fans speak so much about the Glazers and why they're a problem, but I don't think outsiders necessarily would understand it unless they've done their research, which you might not need to do for Manchester United. Dubravka as well there. And again, well saved. So yeah, I wouldn't know the ownership structure of the Spurs. Do you think Ronaldo could go to PSG, says Mist? I think it's the only threat. PSG is the only place Ronaldo can go. He's on over £500,000 a week. United would want about 10 million for him with 1 year left on his deal. And they can offer Champions League football. So I think PSG is the only place Ronaldo could go. If they go for him and they make a move for him, he might say, I want to go. So I think, but I don't know whether that's going to happen. There's not really a lot of noise around it at the moment that it's going to happen. So we'll see. Lascelles is going to come on for Newcastle here. I doubt Bayern Munich have got the money to pay Ronaldo. Tap Sober never gets linked to United, the real G. Never does. Don't know why. Suban says, do you think Tchouameni will go to Liverpool? Probably. If he does, I'd be very interested to see what you get him for. Dylan says if Lewandowski leaves, they might try to buy him. But explain to me the logic of that. The reason Lewandowski is looking to leave Bayern is they won't give him the money he wants. So you'd let 34-year-old Lewandowski go because you don't want to give him the money he wants, to let 37-year-old Ronaldo come in on more money. So that's the thing. I've not gone too deep on it, but that's the thing I have an issue with. Why would Bayern Munich go for Ronaldo, who will be more expensive than Lewandowski, who they won't give the money he wants to? So, and he's also younger and arguably better at the moment. So, yeah, I don't know. But a couple of people saying it's actually because Lewandowski wants to play in a different league. And he wants a longer contract. So, look, maybe that's what it's about. I'd like to see Lewandowski in the Prem. Southgate sat next to the Newcastle. I don't know who it is at Newcastle. Is it the CEO or something? I quite like this job after I've messed up England. If you want, you've got absolutely no chance, Gareth. You shit. Imagine if Newcastle appointed Southgate. I'd love it. You'd be a lot. You'd be waiting for a title for a very long time. Do it. Big United fan here, Mark. N. Gibran says, end of next season, Glazers will sell up after another diabolical season. You heard it here first. And Mark, can you make a shout out to Hugo, my nephew? He's 13 years of age, footballer with diabetes, dealing with it bravely and dreaming of becoming a professional. Well, good luck to him. And thank you to that from Thomas. Oh, Mane! Just wide. Bloody hell, they should have scored there. Shout out to Hugo. Playing football with diabetes isn't easy. I'd like to say that wasn't easy for Mane, but I think he should have scored. Glad he didn't. Yeah, going back to that. Yeah, very difficult. Very difficult to have diabetes anyway, but to be 13 and playing football, I wish him all the best, Thomas. If the path is there, it can be achieved. Liverpool just going through it a little bit now, trying to get that killer goal. It would be the killer goal, the second goal as well. Just under half an hour to go. I'll have to watch chess instead if they do the quadruple, says Jake Wellard. Yeah, we can't turn our back on football, really. Newcastle seems to be picking up a couple of injuries here. Still time. Still time. We live in hope. We live in hope that Newcastle can get something out of it. Unless you're a Liverpool fan. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Joel Linton. Oh, Alisson gets hold of that. "25 minutes to go. 1-0 to Liverpool. They'll be very, very happy with this result if they get it, having played Wednesday night in the Champions League. Wood's coming on. I don't know why I do it like that, but when Wood comes on, I feel like doing it like that. He's going to come on. Time for Wood. Justice for Deitch. Be interesting to see where Deitch goes next, really. Well, it's about the structure. When I think about Deitch, I'm thinking about the structure. I'm thinking about where he's going to suit. And I don't know. I don't know whether he's going to get the players. I don't know whether he's going to get the structure or the team. I think he'll go to Everton if they get relegated. Mark, should Ward-Prowse be in the England squad? He is in the England squad, Ping. I don't know where Deitch will go next, actually. I think maybe an Everton would be quite good. I don't know. Paul McCartney, that was. It wasn't Carragher. Everton should take Sean Dyche next season, even if they survive, says Carl. I think if Everton go down, he'd be a very good appointment for them. And yeah, but if buts and maybes. I live my life in the sunshine. Here we go. Gomez, he's got lots of room. Cuts it back. No. Europa League final watch along, says Megan. Depends who's in it, Megan. If it's Leipzig against Frankfurt, it can get in the bin. If Rangers... Oh, look, I mean, what a double substitution to be able to make. 23 minutes to go. You're already 1-0 up. You bring Salah and Fabinho on. And that's basically what Klopp's angle was today. It was all about, you know, making rotations, but if he needed to, he could bring players on to kill the game, and he can. Corner. Ooh. Mane goes in on Dubravka. He's hurt him, but I think he's going to be all right. He's booked to anyway. Headed down by Van Dijk. It's coming to the keeper. He's caught it, and Mane's gone through on him. Should have been a red. Should have been a red, this. Not a yellow card. It's definitely a red card. Look at that. He's so late on him. And he stamps on his bloody knee, to be honest. I'm joking. It's not a red. It's his 5th booking of the season. He's coming off anyway, I think. Sadio Mane. A few people in the chat are saying it should have been a red. I mean, he does catch his knee, but it's that slow-mo thing, isn't it? It's a genuine attempt to go and win the ball, so I don't think you can say it's a red card. Well, it's reckless, Mark. Well, it's a genuine attempt to win the ball, so I don't think it can be deemed reckless. Henderson's off for Fabinho. Salah's off for Mane. So it's gone by clock. It's gone like clockwork. It's gone like Klopp work at the moment. This game, everything's gone to pan. No goal conceded. They've got the goal themselves. Rested a few players. Rotated a little bit, and now they just got to see it home in the next 20 minutes. I mean, look, they've got a fresh Fabinho, they've got a fresh Salah. I wouldn't be surprised if they get the second goal here. Oh, great block. Keeper does well. I think Salah thought his first touch there was going to be a tap-in, but Targay just turned it away. God, I thought this Joel Linton was good. He's crap. I've been a bit disappointed with Newcastle today, actually. I'd heard a lot of good things, and I've seen a lot of bad things today. Maybe they're on the beach a little bit. I don't know. Elias says he's feeling a 1-1. I'm feeling more a 2-0 here. I'm not seeing a 1-1. Arteta, says Chester. Diaz had a shot on goal then, yeah. Well, whether it was a shot on goal or a cross. Newcastle have got a lot of injured players, says John. Apparently Villarreal got thrashed by Alaves. Salah with the header over the bar. It's all Liverpool at the moment. Raul Jimenez to Bayern, Neymar to Newcastle. Rumours, says CG. Well, look, never put anything past Neymar. I don't think he should have left Barcelona to go to PSG. But if he goes to Newcastle, my God. But there is something in the culture. There's something in the structure of Brazilian players that they will go to. I mean, look, I never understood why Oscar and Ramirez went to China from Chelsea. And they were both... I don't think either of them were I think they were both mid-20s. Never understood why that happened. But... So maybe Neymar could go to Newcastle for the money. Chris Wood comes on and gets a brace. The signing was all part of Dyche's master plan to screw over Klopp after their beef, so he uses his love child, says Jake. Well, Wood's not even in this game at the moment. They can't get high enough up the pitch. Diaz down the left-hand side. He's done very well. He keeps it in. He puts the cross in. Salah. Good shot straight at the keeper. Yeah, it's chance after chance after chance for Liverpool here. They've got the momentum. Play Mario on Twitch, Mark. I tell you what, I have been playing a little bit. It only came out yesterday, didn't it? It's like Wii Sports, but it's called Switch Sports. I've not played them all yet, but I've played bowling and the football game, and the saber game is quite good. Seb battered me, but nice ball over the top. This should be a goal. Jota straight at the keeper. Dubravka's been very, very busy. Liverpool should have put this game to bed. They've had an amazing last 5 minutes, Liverpool, of relentless pressure against Newcastle. They've just they've dominated them, and Newcastle just can't get out at the moment. 80% possession in the last 5 minutes. You see, I just said it. They've dominated them in the last 5 minutes. That's going to stay in. Diaz keeps it in. Holds the ball up. 18 to go. That's a handball, surely. How's he not giving that there? Weird ref. What's next for Sean Dyke? Another Premier League club, says Josh. I don't think he will get a Premier League club, Thomas. Josh. Thank you very much, Thomas, for the super chat. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. I've not even checked all game to see how we're doing on that front. But bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We will do the Champions League semi-finals next week, yes. How Liverpool haven't put this game to bed, I don't know. They've been very dominant the last few minutes. Yep, we are on 665,000. We're getting very close to 666,000 subscribers, which, you know, I don't know whether we're comfortable with that, but bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Luis Diaz has been such a brilliant signing for Liverpool, says Lucas. Yes, he has. Is it a surprise? No. Next watch-along, I haven't decided yet. I mean, I know I'm doing Man United Brentford on Monday night. I'm not doing anything else today because I just don't think any of them are any good. And I want to go out. I was going to do West Ham Arsenal, but they are going to play their reserves. So St. Maximum's a funny player, isn't he? I mean, he's got the capability of running past 3 players, and he's got the capability of tripping up his own feet. Good ball by Gameres there. Gets it wide. Come on, whip the cross. This is what Wood's in the team for. Whip it. Whip it. Oh, why didn't you whip it? Shelvey. I'm sure he's playing for Liverpool. I'll tell you what, I am hungry. I'm hungry. Come on, Newcastle. Have a go. Good run here. You need some help. Is that Bruno Gameres? No, it's not. Yes, it is. And he doesn't get the throw in. Fucking hell. What am I going to have? Probably have a bowl of shreddies. Yeah, I think Shelby's been shit today. Maybe it's the Liverpool connection. Wants them to win the league. I don't know. Wood. Now it's Diaz bringing it away. Nice little ball into Jota. 15 to go. Jota just runs past Shelby like he's not there. Hi Mark, percentage on Liverpool getting the quadruple, says Mohammed. Lovely play by St. Maximum here. All on his own. Slips it in. Is he on? He's missed it anyway. Wood, big chance. He was offside. He was offside. Good play by St. Maximum. Yeah, he was offside as well. Any chance of City dropping points to Leeds, says Will. I don't want to jinx it because I have jinxed things in the past, and I definitely don't want to jinx City dropping points to Leeds. So Thiago's coming on now. Mark, what should I break my fast with today? Says Safe. Could have a bowl of shreddies like me. So I'm not going to say anything about Man City against Leeds, other than the fact that I don't think there will be. I don't think it's worth watching. I think it will be it will do exactly what it says on the tin. I mean, Man City were absolutely brilliant against Real Madrid, and I don't see Leeds having unless Leeds have got Benzema. I don't see it. The Rowett says Liverpool's offside stats are ridiculous because they do it on purpose. They do it on purpose. They make you think, oh, I was nearly in there. But you're not nearly in there. Their offside line is ridiculously well drilled. And, yeah, so they're brilliant at it. Leeds have got Dallas. Dun, 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 dun. Remember when that was Dallas, wasn't it? He scored against Man City last time. I remember the celebration. Oh, how things have changed. Here's Jota. Good save by the keeper. Newcastle's defence looks very leggy, very lethargic. Another corner here. Ronnie O'Sullivan looks like he's going to be in the final of the World Championships. 15-9 up against John Higgins. Only needs 2 more frames. Or 1 more frame. Yeah, 2 more frames. Still 10 minutes to go here. Would I take Dyche as the next England boss? God, no. No. There's Deck. Where's Ant? That's not Ant. That's definitely not Ant. It's got long blonde hair and glasses. Sunglasses on. And nail varnish. It's Ant. It's not Ant and Deck. It's Ant and... It's Deck and... It's Allison and Ant Deck. How about... Satanic... yeah, we're not doing that, Jake Wellard. Rangnick's Leipzig had the best offside records as safe. Yeah, I mean, it's sad really looking at Rangnick's stats at previous clubs and then United players just couldn't be on. It's Anton Deb, says Wiggy. Yeah, but it's Deck, so it doesn't work. Ant's not there, it's Deck who's there. It's Abs and Deck. There we go. It's Abs and Deck. Hi from Scotland, Mark. I love your show, says Daniel T. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, today. 10 minutes to go here. What the hell was that? And Salah knocks it out. It could be an Eater in Deck. No, Aunt and Deck. It could be his auntie. Ann and Deck. Yeah, I like it. Hi, Mark. Opinion on Ruben Neves' price tag being set at $1 million per 100 million. It's ridiculous, Callum. I mean, I don't... Who do Wolves think they are? Who do they think they are? But on a serious note, Liverpool got Jota, a forward, for less than 40 million. And now they want 100 million for Neves. What's gone on at Wolves that they suddenly think they can start doubling up on values? Liverpool have just been too good for Newcastle here. Truth be told, they're in the groove, Liverpool, and they're confident, they're buzzing, they can make changes, and Newcastle haven't been able to live with them, really. They've been comfortably the best side. I looked at this fixture and I thought, ooh, maybe. But, nah, they've just not been in it. Adnan says, are you sad that Liverpool are better than than Man United? Yeah, but again, I mean, Liverpool are our biggest rival, but it's not really a conversation to have. They're miles ahead of us. Liverpool aren't thinking about Man United. They're thinking about Man City. We're not thinking about Liverpool. We're thinking about Wolves and West Ham. So, yeah, it's not really a relevant topic at the moment for either club. Can you do a Celtic Rangers watch along? No. Cameron, I've done it before. Lost $10 for betting on Newcastle, says Raoul. They've been very disappointing, Newcastle. I did expect Liverpool to win. I said 3-1, but I didn't expect Newcastle to be this bad. And I suppose the sympathy vote for Newcastle is that Liverpool are just way better than them. So, you know, maybe this Newcastle team, if they're playing an Arsenal or a Southampton, they give them a game, but this Liverpool team at the moment is just on a different level. With 7 minutes to go, they can't get near the Liverpool goal. What am I drinking tonight, says Thomas? I think, I always forget the name of the stuff, but it's like a real ale. Camden, that's it. Good morning from Chicago, Mark, says Joel. What's your skincare routine? My girlfriend wants to know. I don't have one. Here's Cater on the attack. Nice ball. Diaz, good first touch. Good second touch. Good save. Dubravka's been man of the match for Newcastle. Can't type today. I didn't go to university, no. No. Safe. I didn't. Yeah, Diaz has been a very good signing, Romario. Watch along to Everton Chelsea tomorrow, says Whoops. Nah. I find Everton really hard to watch. I know they beat United, but they were really hard to watch. I mean, basically they had the one chance which deflected in. I thought they were terrible to watch against Liverpool as well. I mean, they're a team that are just desperately trying to stay up, and they're not pretty. Mark, are you surprised at the way Diaz has played since arriving, considering he's been so good every game, says I'm Envy? Well, you know, I'm not really surprised, no, because if you think about it, he's come in and Bruno came in the January and did really well as well. So you can come in to a team in January and do really well. I think you've always got to give them... you've always got to say that it might take them time to adjust, and coming in halfway through a season can be difficult, but some players don't struggle with it. Diaz hasn't struggled with it. When we got Bruno, he didn't struggle with it. Kulusevski and Bentancur haven't really struggled with it at Spurs either, so fair play to them, but there is always a valid excuse that they might not adjust straight away, but he has done really well. Good shots, and Gameres shoots straight at the keeper. Probably Newcastle's best chance of the game, and it's a shot from outside the box. Routine save for Alisson, really, with 4 minutes to go. Here's Salah on the right hand side. Good tackle, but he win it again. Oliver's a Liverpool fan. He says, who's going to win the Premier League? Well, look, all Liverpool can do is keep doing what they're doing. And they just don't look like they're going to drop points at the moment. Liverpool look like they're going to win every game. So, and they've got the quality to rotate as well. So, but Man City are in possession of that extra point. I think one of them will drop points. I just don't know who at the moment. Man City have got to go. Man City, I think, have got to go West Ham and Wolves after Leeds. I can't remember. Somebody in the chat, tell me what games Liverpool have got next, because I don't know whether they've been rearranged yet. But Liverpool have played a lot of their more difficult games, you know. So their scores and fixtures. So they've got Spurs at home next week. Then they've got Villa away, Southampton away, and Wolves at home. I can see them beating Wolves and Spurs at home. I can see them beating Villa and Southampton away. So I could see Liverpool winning every one of their games left. Man City, obviously got Leeds today. Newcastle at home, I'd fancy them to win that. Wolves away could be difficult. West Ham away. Villa at home. I mean, again, you could see them winning all four. But I do think one of them will slip up, but I can also see them winning all their games. So, Villa aren't going to be very good now. I mean, especially Gerrard. Gerrard ain't going to try and stop Liverpool winning, is he? Did you know Diaz has been good? I didn't know, says Jake. Gerrard will try and stop the City on the last game week, yeah. Be a Liverpool legend. Nice ball over the top. Why has the keeper not come out there? Well, he's lucky there, but the keeper should have come out. Salah got through in a one-on-one, but I don't know why the keeper didn't come out for that. Lovely ball by Shelvey. Again, I think the referee should have gone back for a foul. Well, Villa's defence is shocking, says Crunch. It's got Tyrone Mings in it, hasn't it? Who I think's, I just think he's awful. Salah one-on-one, you'd fancy him to score there, but he just messes it up at the end. They don't know how to use wood at Newcastle. This is a waste of wood. To get the best out of wood, you've got to build a bonfire. You've got to build a bonfire and get it cooking. And they've not done it. Newcastle. Here's Thiago. Wide to Diaz, who slips over. Only 4 minutes added on. I think you could add an hour on and Newcastle wouldn't score, to be honest. It's had that feeling all game. Newcastle have just lacked threat. I tell you what it is. They've lacked structure. They've lacked the players. I think that they could play till Christmas. That's terrible. This is sometimes I overdo them. Not doing it anymore. Appalling performance. Nice ball into the channel. He will keep it in, but he's offside. So many offsides for Newcastle as well. Almiron. Brilliant offside trap again from Liverpool. They don't even know they're offside. They do it so well. Milner man of the match. Well, I'd give it to Diaz, to be honest. I'd give it Diaz man of the match. I think he's had a really good game for Liverpool. I think Mariner's a crap ref. I'd say that. But this is a foul by Shelvey on Fabinho, by the way. He could have got a yellow card for that, to be fair. Klopp's going like this because he caught him on the ankle. You do not want to lose any. That's very important for Liverpool and City as well. Am I streaming on Twitch? Not today, Rahul. I don't normally stream on a Saturday, but I have got my Jaws watch along on Thursday on Twitch. So if you're interested in that, tune in. We've only got a minute and a half to go. Nicholas says, I think Liverpool will win the Premier League. I don't know about that. I mean, I hope they don't win that. I think they've got I said it before the game. I think Liverpool have got the momentum at the moment. They are the best team in the world at the moment. Really, really, really big momentum. And great tackle by Robertson there. Not only does he make the tackle, he wins the ball as well. Here's Jota. And I think that will be the end of it. With a minute to go. Jota's down. He's given a foul. Just catches it. It is a foul. It is a foul. He catches him. Bit of a poor game, says Harry. I think Newcastle have been very, very, very disappointing. And for Liverpool, they've been too good. Too good. And I think it's been, as I said, I think Klopp has managed the game perfectly well. Made some changes before the game. Rotated. And let's not forget, I mean, I don't want to give Liverpool any credit, but they're playing 3 games in 6 days. Because they've got to play on Tuesday, they played Wednesday, they're playing today. The way it's fell for Man City is perfect with 8 games as well. So Fabinho puts the shot over the bar. Referee's about ready to blow the whistle here. And look, this is how you win titles. You go and win on Saturday lunchtimes in between big Champions League games. Klopp's very, very happy about it. Very big result for Liverpool. He's very happy with that, Klopp. He knows it's a big win. And they keep rolling on with a very, very good result. It wasn't a great game to watch, but for a Liverpool fan, it was perfect. And it's another big win. Puts a little bit of pressure on City this afternoon at Leeds. Leeds are a different team, says Jemmy. Well, watch it and enjoy it. I'm not going to bother. I'm off out this afternoon, and I don't expect there to be a shock in that. I do think at some point one of them will drop points, but it doesn't look that likely at the moment. Thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe, and I will speak to you soon. We've got the preview for the Brentford game for United coming up soon on the United stand. So thank you very much. I'll speak to you all in a bit.